Mpho, thank you so much for your time this evening. The statement coming through from the President, very short and very concise, but that's it. The Police Commissioner gone. Your organization's reaction to the news?
Well, this was supposed to have happened in 2017, and we understand why he couldn't do it then, because he was not the one who have appointed him. Since his appointment, the National Commissioner was unable to quell crime in this country, which is the most important job for his department to do. South Africans have always been suffering in the hands of criminals, and especially contact crime, where our South African citizens have to come face to face with. And that was followed by the insurgency, which took place in July, and that found the police officials on the ground, not being able to deal with the issues of crime. So are the crime sets, and even the issue of attack on state buildings, which we refer to as terrorism. That was inevitable, and Iposa joined millions of South Africans in celebrating his removal, and thousands of policemen and women in blue would have since lost hope in his leadership and the government for making such a good decision.
Now, Mpho, you say that we should have seen the back of the commissioner some 4 or 5 years ago. What damage, having him stick around for that period of time, what kind of damage was done by him staying in that position for this period of time since 2017, which is when you said he should have been given his marching orders already?
He had an opportunity to make good planning and coordination of activities in the South African Police Service for both human and even material resources. He did not utilize these resources for a good cause. What he did, he utilized these government resources to deal with issues of politics. And I think South Africans are aware now that the President is has decided to terminate the relationship with him. He has got an affidavit which he had filed with the Constitutional Court requesting it to listen to his case, where he is supposed to be declassifying certain information for IP to investigate crime. That is the constitutional responsibility of his department, to investigate crime. He cannot, and he should have not tried to stop that from taking place. So are many other issues which have taken place, which should not have taken place in his presence.
Do you believe that the position of police commissioner has been far too politicized during Sitole's tenure?
It was clear from the time when he took office. He was involved in the grabber instrument which went into NASREC's ANC National Conference, something that he should not have done. He also aided and abated the purchasing of that instrument, which he protected throughout up until today, when he says to South Africans that which I have been protecting all along, I was told to purchase it by the Minister of Police. Why did we have to spend the taxpayers' money to defend something that we should not have defended? Today he's going to the Constitutional Court. He's changing the tune. He says that the judges must look at who has forced him to purchase. That is dereliction of duty. He is the accounting officer of the police, and he should not have heard from anyone telling him to go and purchase something that is illegal. That on its own had brought him into the political sense, and it is important for us to depoliticize policing. We must professionalize policing so that it is able to realize its constitutional obligation, which is to ensure safety and security to all inhabitants of this country.
I suppose it also needs to be professionalized and depoliticized, because you've got thousands upon thousands of men and women who are employed to put their life on the line to protect South Africans, who need to take their marching orders from the police commissioner. And we're coming out of a period of time where the police minister and the commissioner were not seeing eye to eye. In fact, there was bad blood between them. I mean, it was at the SAHRC hearings in July where Minister Khehla just plainly came out and said that him and Sitole were absolutely not friends. It's like having parents who don't agree. So who do the kids believe? Whose direction are they supposed to take? How difficult is it going to be now to build or mend that position of commissioners so that all of our policemen and women know that when they're getting their marching orders from the police commissioner, it is going in the right direction?
This is a highly regulated environment. This environment, there are so many laws, standing orders, regulations, police act, which each and every policeman and women have to follow. You need to have a good commander who knows exactly what is it that is expected of him, so that they lead from the front and the entire police force follows. The president of this country has a duty in terms of the constitution to appoint a man or a woman who is honest and competent, to be the National Commissioner of Police. And how does he do that? The National Development Plan, Vision 2030, it says that, it says the president shall have or appoint a team of experts who will recommend 3 people, man or a woman, in good standing to lead the police. Then the president shall choose one. That is the only way of depoliticizing and even professionalizing the service.
Now, we've heard from some of the reaction we received to the news. Just in a final question to you, Mpho, some are calling for an entire overhaul of the top brass of the police. If that happens, where do we get the police commissioner from? Because normally one would say, look within your ranks. But if some are saying you need an entire overhaul of your top brass, what's the next step? Where does the next police commissioner come from then?
If we care about the interest of this country, the first step, it would be to remove the National Commissioner of Police, of which the president has done. The second step, it would be to identify an acting National Commissioner of Police when the president is looking at applying the principles of NDP Vision 2030. When that National Commissioner of Police is appointed, it is upon him to make sure that he looks at the organizational design of the police. If he feels that the current OD or the organizational design does not, it is a structure that is not going to be able to use to realize his constitutional obligation, which is to ensure safety and security to all inhabitants of this country, then he will have to change that OD. But that will not be able to do it alone. He or she will have to consult with labor, but at the end, it is the management prerogative to manage the service and have a good OD that will respond to issues of crime in this country.
Mpho Kwinika is from the Independent Policing Union of South Africa, joining us there from Pretoria. We thank him for his time and his insight this evening.